So if you look at the 14th five-year plan or any plan before, it's more of a general outline, so a guideline, a vision if you wanted. And throughout the next 5 years, there will be a lot of sub-plans, sub-strategies or implementations that they're going to implement at a very regional level. How they do it, you've mentioned top-down, which is true to a certain extent that the plan is coming top-down, but it's actually a bottom-up process. So the government is actually asking society, what are your issues? What are your problems? What do we need to improve? And based on that, then formulates certain targets, certain initiatives. And the other interesting thing is, you've mentioned trust as well. The society trusts its government to a great extent. So every politician in China has a KPI. Every politician is rated by society or by the governmental system. So everyone starts at the bottom, at the village level, province level, and then needs to move up the ranks to get to the central government. But to be able to get there, there's extreme competition and you need to perform. And especially through that KPI system, it's to a certain extent very transparent. It's published what has been achieved, what went well, what did not go too well. So I think if you look at China, this is really important to always keep in mind. It's a different system, a different philosophy, and one has to look at the Chinese system from Chinese eyes. And now coming to the 14th five-year plan, especially in relation to the 13th five-year plan, it's very comprehensive, much more than the 13th five-year plan, I would say. When I read it, there are, I would say, 5 themes that were really interesting, which are security, innovation, green development, openness, and governance. So coming from the trade war, of course, China now thinks, what do they need to do to secure their country, their supply chains? So their own plans in terms of food security, for example, or even military security. In terms of innovation, you have a continuation of the Made in China 2025 plan, which focuses on robotics, new energy vehicles, and so on. But they now defined new investment targets or new industries like quantum computing, brain science, nanotechnologies, and so on. And the trade war also revealed that there are fundamental problems in the foundation. So in this plan, you have a 10-year plan now in terms of basic research. So they go much deeper into the technologies. Green development is huge throughout the plan now. So their own carbon targets. They want to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Reforestation targets. So in the next 5 years, they will reforest approximately the size of Austria or 2/3 of England. And last but not least, the two things that I've mentioned as well were openness and governance. Openness, it's really incredible. Throughout the plan, the government is actually focusing on how to collaborate with international governments, international NGOs, how to collaborate, how to establish a community for shared humanity, for example. So that's what those words that they use. And in terms of governance, yes, the party is going to be stronger. The party is essential. So ideology is getting stronger, as you've mentioned rightly. However, there will be reforms within. So they're focusing more on balances of power, rotation systems, whistleblower mechanisms, for example. So they want to integrate more civil society and improve checks and balances.